The real WW, one tragedy more disturbing than fiction. On a quiet December morning in 1917, the people of Halifax, Canada woke to a cold winter sky and the sound of foghorns drifting across the harbor. Children walked to school wrapped in scarves. Fishermen checked their nets. Women opened shop doors and swept the steps. It felt like any ordinary wartime day. No one knew that within minutes, their city would be erased in a blast so powerful it was heard over 250 miles away. Everything began with a simple mistake, one ship sailing where it shouldn't have been. In the narrow passage of Halifax Harbor, the French ship SS Mont-Blanc approached with a hold full of explosives, picric acid, TNT, benzol, and gun cotton. It was essentially a floating bomb. But here's the twist. Almost no one in the city knew what the ship was carrying. Wartime secrecy meant the danger remained hidden. At the same time, the Norwegian ship SS Imo was leaving the harbor. Both captains believed they had the right of way. Both refused to move first, and both ships moved faster than the harbor rules allowed. Their paths collided. The moment of impact seemed small, just a scrape, a shower of sparks, and barrels tumbling across the deck. But the Mont-Blanc's cargo ignited instantly. A fire erupted so violently the crew jumped overboard in terror, screaming warnings that no one understood. People rushed to the waterfront, gathering to watch the burning ship drift toward the city. Children climbed fences to get a better view. Workers leaned out of factory windows. Thousands stood still, mesmerized. They didn't know they were staring at a fuse. At 9:04 a.m., the Mont-Blanc exploded. The blast was so enormous, it lifted the ship out of the water and vaporized it. A white-hot fireball rose into the sky. Shockwaves shattered windows 60 miles away. The force ripped houses from their foundations, hurled rail cars like toys, and launched a massive anchor shaft over 2 miles inland. Thousands were thrown through the air. Entire neighborhoods disappeared. Nearly 2,000 people died within seconds. The horror wasn't over. Minutes after the explosion, a giant tsunami crashed into the devastated shoreline, sweeping debris and survivors back into the harbor. Fires erupted across the city. Snow began to fall, mixing with smoke and ash, turning the ruins into a silent, frozen grave. And the worst part? The explosion had been preventable. The investigation revealed shocking failures, poor communication, ignored warnings, and wartime secrecy that kept civilians unaware of the danger drifting toward them. The Halifax explosion remains the largest non-nuclear explosion in human history. A disaster born from confusion. And remember, because it changed everything about naval safety, shipping lanes, and wartime transport.